Hey, what's happening, gamers? Welcome back to Team Sonic Racing!
Yeah!
And it's time for us to continue the story.
Oh yeah, I'm so excited about this.
Yeah.
Because I'm not playing. Woohoo!
Well, I mean, you can play story mode with 2 players or 4 players, but
okay.
I don't advise it.
That's okay. That's fine. I don't...
Alright, so
I'm good.
We're going over to World 4. Cheats never prosper.
I'll win this even if I have to cheat. Have to. Going to.
Cheaters never prosper, Dr. Eggman.
I could say something, but I won't. Alright, I'm picking Shadow.
What are you saying?
I don't want to talk about it. There's just this thing in my head.
You all think you're so great at racing? Well, let's see how you handle a few egg pawns in your way. Scratch that. A few 100 egg pawns.
Egg puns? What? Oh, pawns.
Exactly.
The angry man's obstacles will test their teamwork even further.
Who are you, Dodonpaw?
Exterminate egg pawns.
Team Dark, let's slag these robots.
Oh my gosh.
Race you to see who can take care of Eggman's toys the quickest, Shadow.
Wait, now Shadow is using, Transformers
Probably.
lingo?
Alright, so this is destroy as many egg spawns as you can. Standard is yellow, blue is hard, explosive is red,
Exciting. The doctor has certainly
and the purple
upped the
one
stakes.
gives you more time and points. So I'm gonna go for the purple ones.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Let's do it!
Let's go for it!
And we're playing as Shadow the Hedgehog.
The nicest guy on the road.
The ultimate life form,
Yep.
who is more or less Cell.
Maybe he can absorb the other players.
I guess that's why he's so cool and he kind of sounds like a British hedgehog, is because he's totally Cell.
Yep.
At least
I
I
wonder if
think
he-
he sounds like he's got like a superiority, like you know.
Yeah, he kind of does.
His story is really cool though. I challenge you guys to play Sonic Adventure 2 Battle to see what's up with Shadow's origin.
Cool.
Yeah, it was a really good game. It was a GameCube Sonic game. I still remember how blown away I was when Sonic the Hedgehog ended up on a Nintendo system of all things. It was like, what?
Yeah, I know, right?
And then everybody started rumors that Sonic was going to appear in Smash Brothers way back in Melee. And people were like, no, that's got to be fake. And it was. But who would have thought that by the time Brawl rolled around for the Wii, that Sonic would make his Smash Brothers debut, and he's been in 3 Smash Brother games ever since.
Well, I don't know, I feel like way back in the day, like the main competitors were Sega and Nintendo.
Oh yeah.
I don't feel like Sony was even as big of a competitor as them.
They became a big competitor, like, by the time the PS2 rolled around.
Yeah, because before it was just Sega and Nintendo. Those were the big guys, and Sony wasn't even as much on the map as those two. It's like,
Sony was a software company.
Oh, okay, yeah, it didn't... It's so weird to see Sony, like, have, like, one of the most powerful systems, you know, of anyone now. It's
Oh, yeah.
so weird.
So, as long as you guys, like, blast the purple guys, you get more time, and then you can stay here and blow up stuff to your heart's content. It's fun. This is, like, one of my favorite challenge things that I've played. And what episode are we on now? Our 5th or 6th episode of Sonic?
Yeah,
That's
we've done
really
quite a
cool.
few. So you're saying you try to stay behind them so you can shoot them from behind?
Yeah. I mean, you get these little missiles and then you blast them. But the interesting thing about the whole Sony thing, their CD-based system was supposed to be the Nintendo PlayStation, and then Nintendo backed out of the deal and signed up with Philips because it was cheaper.
Oh my god.
And Sony took the idea and created the PlayStation. Whoa, what just happened? Challenge complete. What?
What? Wait, what's going on?
Well, we got bronze,
They didn't say time.
silver. It's still going!
I'm so...
Gold? No way!
Oh my god!
What?
You not only got...
What?
What? You not only passed gold, you got platinum?
Platinum! Awesome, so it can be done.
Whoa.
Alright, that feels pretty good.
Luke, see what happens when you do a challenge one that you actually like?
Yeah, there you go.
Egg pawns exterminated.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, but I don't think that's the end of them.
You got that right, Tails. I can build them faster than you can break them.
More egg ponds to exterminate. Excellent.
Challenge accepted, Robotnik.
Yeah.
So we got 2 stars.
So in a way, if Nintendo never did that deal with Sony, or said they were gonna do a deal with them and then didn't back out, then Sony PlayStation would have probably never happened.
Nope, it would have been the Nintendo PlayStation. And the only 2 major companies in the world right now for video games would be Microsoft and Nintendo.
Well, I mean, like, PlayStation probably would have never gotten the idea, or Sony wouldn't have got the idea.
No, they would have teamed with Nintendo, because Sony was a big software partner for Nintendo.
No, I mean, like, if they never teamed with Nintendo before they had the idea.
Some strange telemetric signals coming from Dodonpa.
What are telemetrics?
It's all our racing information, especially information about our teamwork.
Yeah.
Dodonpa's been broadcasting it out after each race to an unknown receiver.
Who wants to bet the receiver is Eggman?
It's getting harder and harder not to tell that Tanuki to take a hike and bail on this race.
Who else would it be than Eggman?
Easy there, big guy. You don't want to blow a gasket.
Rouge.
Right now, I kinda do.
Whoa.
Whoa. Knuckles wants to blow a gasket.
Team Race Bingo Party.
Alright. Never mind. What I am saying is like,
Tanuki wants teamwork.
never mind.
We'll show him teamwork.
Spectacular.
Sensible.
Sensible.
Right.
Right? That's all he says is right?
Wow. I have to say that Shadow's car is looking pretty... Hey, have you modified this car?
Not yet. I mean,
Wait, but this is like an upgraded version.
no. This is basically Sonic's car. I haven't modded really any of the ships or cars yet
Yeah.
because I don't have enough parts yet.
Wow, this car looks really cool right now.
I got a couple parts for some of the other racers. I keep wanting to call them ships.
Alright, well, what I was saying was like... Okay, I'll just say this once, and if I'm still sounding crazy, I won't say it anymore.
Just keep it brief so
I will
people
make
can
it brief.
understand what
I
you're
will
trying
make
to
it brief.
say.
I'm saying in an alternate universe where Nintendo never asked Sony to help them design a game system, then Sony would have never made a game system.
But
They would continue to be a software company.
the thing, they planned on making a system the whole time, though. They just needed...
Oh, they were going to do a system anyway, with or without Nintendo?
They partnered with Nintendo, though, because Nintendo had the R&D, like the design and the idea, and,
Alright.
you know, Sony was just... They wanted more stuff that, at the time, Nintendo's president didn't like that deal. He was like, this deal's getting worse all the time. And he was a cheapskate, so he went with Philips CDI, who was another CD-based competitor. And Philips, at one point, was doing really well against Sony until the PlayStation came out. And then Sony just kind of skyrocketed even more with all their appliances, electronics, everything.
Which is kind of the opposite of what happened when, oh my gosh, Microsoft tried to make a game system, which it didn't help them financially.
So the Philips CDI, as you know, was not as good as the PlayStation. The PlayStation used cutting-edge technology, and the reason why Sony could do so much with it is because most of the parts and everything came from in-house. So they just used all their computer stuff, they used all their CD technology, and boom, you had the PlayStation.
That's pretty sweet.
But I believe the reason why Nintendo backed out of the deal is because Sony wanted, like, a percentage of the Nintendo royalties for the characters, and Nintendo was like, no. Which I believe they still have pretty much made that deal. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, in an alternate Earth somewhere, the Nintendo PlayStation has been going on for some time.
Yeah, probably.
They might have even dropped the name Nintendo PlayStation and it's just called the PlayStation. They could be on the PlayStation Switch now.
Wow.
Play Switch. I just blew your mind.
I can't think about this anymore. My mind is completely blown, but I've never heard of the Philips, whatever you called it.
Well, rumor has it that the PlayStation 5 that will be making its debut this E3 is more or less a Switch hybrid. Anyway, so...
Wait, so is that deal that happened a long time ago? Is that kind of like this like thing that made Sony always want to compete with Nintendo and steal all their ideas from now until eternity?
Oh, I'm sure they wanted to bury Nintendo at one point. I mean, you have to remember, the former president before Iwata also burned bridges with Square, Konami, and a bunch of other developers that were fellow Japanese devs too. Capcom. Capcom and them had a nasty falling out until the GameCube, when Resident Evil and all these new games came to the GameCube.
That must have made Iwata's job like 10,000 times more hard.
Well, I mean, because of that, the lack of third parties for the N64 and the Game Boy Advance for a little bit, you had the ability for Nintendo to really come up with some really cool first-party IPs.
N64 was some of people's favorite systems ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why does everybody think that Mr. Paw is telling our secrets to Eggman?
Because you're telling our secrets to Eggman.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe because they're both evil, conniving super scientists with funny mustaches?
Hey!
I have a funny mustache. Does that make me evil?
Does it, Amber?
Wait, are you serious? Is Mr. Big really... Oh my gosh, Luke, you have a mustache!
Does that make me evil?
Whose side are you on, Luke? Have you been telling Dr. Eggman the secrets?
No, I haven't.
What is going on here? Are you like a double agent?
No, I am not.
I don't trust you.
I wonder what Froggy would think of all this.
Froggy's gone. He's
Well,
never coming back.
Froggy doesn't have a mustache, so...
Yeah, let's keep this up with Shadow.
So all of you people in the chat and the comments section
I think the Tanuki is nice.
that have mustaches,
Big, you're driving me crazy with this stuff.
I'm
The
watching
guy is
you.
clearly in cahoots with Eggman.
Yeah.
Mr. Paw works with wisps, and wisps only like nice people.
I hadn't thought about that, but Big's right. Those wisps are working with Dodonpaw. Maybe he is a good guy.
Or maybe the wisps are evil.
Wait, I'm right?
Oh!
Okay, so everyone with a mustache that's watching, I'm watching you.
Oh.
I know you're working for Eggman because you guys have mustaches.
You only have to get 2,400 points in order to
This
get
next
platinum.
one's mine for sure.
All right. I know how to do this now. I actually know how to play this challenge, so I'm going to do exactly what I did last time. I'm going to target mostly the red, blue.
Oh, the rocket challenge?
Yep. Rocket challenge number 2. I'm not seeing any purple guys yet.
Oh, I see. Okay, so their color will actually give them more points.
Yep, we only need 2,300.
I thought green was that the highest color or no?
No, green is like the peons.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Blue is higher.
Okay.
Red is 100 points. And then I believe purple is like 200 points, plus you get additional time.
Oh, that's what you were telling me before. I'm sorry.
Right. I like the music for this too. This is a really fun minigame.
Think you can take me?
Yeah, probably I could. Because I am the ultimate life form.
Yep. Woohoo! Just absorb everyone, Shadow.
Oh, right, because that's what Cell does. That makes sense.
Yeah. Or hug them.
Oh my goodness. No, but I will never show you a Philips CDI thing because it was a terrible system. I mean, Nintendo lost so much money on that.
Wait, Nintendo was part of that?
Yeah, the Philips CDI. They owned half of it, I believe, but it wasn't called the Nintendo CDI. It was just the Philips CDI system.
Oh, okay.
What happened? Again?
Complete.
But I didn't even get to play. What did I do?
Well, you at least got silver.
You know what? I'm pretty sure we got
you
platinum
got
again.
gold. Oh my gosh!
Booyah!
How are you doing this? This is awesome.
I don't know. I don't know how I got platinum that time, though. I just started racing.
I think you just like.
I guess the
like doing
purple
this.
guys, I destroyed like 4 or 5 purple guys.
It's awesome, Luke.
Eggman Eggman's a pretty crummy racer. If he's cheating, he's pretty bad at it.
But if he's trying to lose, he's really good at it.
I never had a Philips CDI, by
I
the way.
think you just hated the other challenge things.
Maybe. That could be it.
They were annoying to me. I would much rather shoot people, but I couldn't. I'm really bad at shooting like certain colors. Like I would just be shooting all over the place. So you're actually doing really awesome.
Yep. All right, so let's continue the story.
Fails, cheat harder.
Ooh.
Okay, we're gonna keep the shadow train rolling. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, I
Whoops.
feel like
Let's go.
There we go.
I'm eager to win this.
I thought you were always a fan of Shadow, though.
Yeah, he's fun.
Why am I not doing better? Is it me? No, of course not. There must be something wrong with this car I'm driving.
Typical. The creator always blames his creations.
I believe I told you to zip it, Orbot! Fortunately, I know how to create an even better racing car. Behold, the Formula M! With this vehicle, I can't lose! I should probably get around to creating better robot henchmen, too. What do you think, Orbot?
Can't respond. Zipping it.
Attaboy.
All right.
Okay, it's on.
Seriously, this time I can't lose.
Ooh, I like that.
Acceptable.
All right, Eggman.
Time to race.
Time for you to face the might of Shadow the Hedgehog.
That's right. You're going down because Shadow's in the driver's seat.
I see what you did there, because he's literally in the... Yeah, that works.
Because he is in the driver's seat.
Now, Shadow had his own game, and we have it, but it's really bad.
I vaguely remember it. I feel like you did it for a review or something.
Oh, yep. I did review it. It was one of, it's either for Got Game, Game Zone, or that Wii blog that I worked for. I remember blog sites. They used to be really big back in the day. Technically, did you know that Screw Attack was considered a blog site before it was a video streaming site?
No, I didn't know that.
Yep. Also, our friend Lauren is actually part of Funimation. That's where she and Chad ended up after Screw Attack. Like, well, they left before Screw Attack kind of merged or closed down, or I don't really know what happened.
Wait, did you say they went to Funimation?
Some of our friends did. Chad and Lauren.
Oh, you mean they wrote for Funimation?
No, they literally work for it. They work for the American branch. I don't know what their position is. Probably something to do with community managers or something.
Oh, okay. They don't like voice act for...
No. Nope. But I still talk with those two guys. They're still punny. They do puns on Twitter once in a while, and I join in. That's the
enjoy
extent.
pun.
I do. If there's good pun, I will probably join in and raise them an even punnier pun.
It feels like Twitter is for like three things. Either just posting cartoon characters or cats, and then there's people that post like really horrific negative news, and then there's people that post puns about different like pop culture things.
If somebody had to ask me what is the funnest social media site, I would say Instagram. Instagram is the one where you take weird pictures of pets and inanimate objects and you make funny captions and put it on the internet.
Yeah.
I love my Instagram.
I like it because we have so many pictures of our cats there.
You can follow our Instagram at KwingsLetsPlays. Instagram. That's all it is.
Yay.
Mostly cat pictures and announcements of what games we're playing.
And pictures of me making things in school.
Yep, food. Just food pics.
Whee! Sometimes I get pictures of Luke behind the scenes.
Mostly sleeping. The other day, I was so tired that I passed out and had a cat on me and I didn't even know it.
Yeah, I got a picture of you with the cat on it. I don't know if I should show it to you. Oh, maybe I'll ask you if I can post that on Instagram, but you were kind of asleep. I took one picture of just your tummy with the cat, so it just has your tummy in it and the cat on it, and then I have another picture with you asleep, your face totally conked out, and the cat totally conked out.
Well,
That's my personal picture, unless you allow me to post it on Instagram.
I don't care. I mean, I'm not a model. I mean, the only type of model I could pass for is a hand model. My hands are amazing.
You'll always be a model to me.
Hopefully a model human. See what I did there? This is a really fun stage.
You'll always be the perfect life form to me, Luke.
Why does this feel like this is Sonic Generations?
It does feel like that.
It might be.
Oh, it could be.
I'm not too familiar with all the music, but I feel like I've heard this song before. A lot.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing I love about Sonic games is they always throw back to their old games and stuff like that, which I really like because it really helps you remember some of the games you played in the past.
Yes!
I feel like they do a lot about, like, fan service for their fans. Makes me feel happy.
Yeah, they're pretty good at what they do. Alright, so that's another first place for Shadow the Hedgehog. Ha ha ha!
I think it would be cool if Sega came back as a system again.
Yeah, that's never happening. They realize that they can make more money on just doing game stuff, and everybody's saying that's going to happen in Nintendo too, but thanks to the Wii and the 3DS and the Switch, Nintendo, in theory, can produce about 5 more failed systems or portables before they go belly up.
What people don't understand is Nintendo saves so much money, like, sets it aside.
And they're also making more money now because they finally started to license their characters for other things, such as movies, TV shows,
Yeah.
comic books.
Like, Nintendo isn't the kind of company that's like, okay, we're gonna put every penny that we have into marketing this new system and put everything that we have into it. They're just like, okay, we're just gonna put like a third of what we would have usually done into it and just save the rest for like 5 years later or something.
Did you know that Super Mario Super Show, Captain N, and like some of the other video game shows that were on television back in the 90s were not officially licensed products of Nintendo? Like, Nintendo Japan did not do an okay for a TV show, yet it still happened. And part of the reason that happened is because the world was much smaller back then.
Yeah.
Like, you could get away with more things copyright-wise.
It feels like...
Today, no.
It feels like if you're using... Yeah, if you were using licenses from a company that existed, you know, halfway around the world in another country that didn't have a lot of, you know, interaction with your country, then it was like you could just use their stuff without even asking permission. And yeah, now that could never happen. Well,
for the most part, Nintendo wasn't, once they found out about the Super Mario Super Show and Captain N, like, they kind of saw that as like Nintendo of America territory, and Nintendo of America didn't have an issue with it. The only time Japan got really angry with Americans misusing their IP is when the Super Mario live-action movie was a thing, and it was terrible.
Wait, the movie? I thought there was a show.
There was a show, which was the cartoon, which is fine. I'm talking about there was a movie, an actual live-action sci-fi movie that was so bad that Japan was horrified.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no, I remember the brothers.
Yeah, that was the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. That was adorable.
Yeah.
Oh no!
I love that show. That was really cute.
Yep. Captain Lou Albino, I believe, was the name of the dude.
I like how they had the Mario, like, dance and stuff like that. That was
do the Mario. Yeah, except they literally sounded like Italians from Brooklyn, because that's the characters that they were playing.
I know! They sounded completely different than Mario in the game because they actually tried to sound like they would if they really were from Brooklyn, yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that Luigi was an actor by the name of Danny Wells, who was this, I think he was a comedian from Canada or something. I don't remember. But, you know.
Yeah, I love the guy who played Mario and the guy who played Luigi. They both had great personalities, I feel like.
And they provided the voices for the characters, too. Even after they scratched the live-action stuff, like, both those actors reprised their role for a little bit. It was fun.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
But yeah, the 90s was such a great time because you had so many video game license uses for television and all kinds of stuff. Mortal Kombat had its own cartoon. Street Fighter had its own Americanized cartoon. Sonic had several cartoons.
Yeah.
My favorite was the Sonic animated series where Sonic was a freedom fighter. That was one of my favorites. I always wanted them to make a video game about it, but they never did.
Well, I always loved the voice of Jaleel White for Sonic.
That was perfect casting, actually, because every actor since then, whether it's Brian Drummond, Jason Griffin, or Roger Craig Smith, they're all doing kind of like a tribute of Jaleel White.
Mm-hmm. Like
because he was the first.
A little bit of him in there. Yep.
And first again. Yay! Makes me happy.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you think about it, it doesn't matter what year you were in or what decade. It's like Sonic's attitude and his little voice and his personality has always been this spunky, like, I don't know how to describe his personality, but how would you describe how would you describe Sonic's personality, Luke?
Kind of like a teenager that's super hyper or kind of cocky.
Teenager with attitude, cocky, that's it.
Okay, Shadow continues the good racing. At least that's the plan. But yeah, even today, Sonic the Hedgehog, he has another animated series that's based on another Sonic video game property called Sonic Boom. I believe it's still going.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
But he is the only video game character that I can think of that had a television show in the 90s, a television show in the early 2000s, a television show in the mid-2000s, and I believe he has a new cartoon coming out after this movie. So that's going to be 4 generations of Sonic cartoons. Whereas Mario just had 1989 through 91, maybe? That was it.
Oh wow. Yeah, Sonic has been going on for a long time.
Excuse me, guys. It is time for a slingshot. So I'm getting better at following what I need to do with the slingshot stuff. So what you're supposed to do is you get behind them, and then you zoom past them, and then they ride your coattails. You can see that yellow stream behind me. That's for my teammates to kind of like follow behind me, and then they catapult in front of me, and we just keep doing it back and forth.
Nice.
Yeah.
So basically, it seems like Sonic's actually had more years of continuous animated like shows and stuff than Mario has.
Yep.
It's pretty crazy.
That's because Nintendo tightened the noose, so to speak. Like, they were... I would say... I'm pretty sure Captain N got canceled after one point because Capcom wasn't happy with how Mega Man was portrayed. They made their own Mega Man cartoon in America. Like, Capcom America made one. It was good. Let's see, what else? I don't know if Konami was too thrilled with Simon Belmont's portrayal in Captain N, because he basically looked like Launchpad from DuckTales.
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, I felt like a lot of the characters in Captain N were kind of goofy versions of themselves. So it was like, it was funny to watch for us kids, but then probably for the developers, they were probably thinking, yeah, that's not how my character acts.
Well, you have to remember that Deke was like the biggest like child's programming like producer from the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
Like, they were giant, and they could do pretty much whatever they wanted. Like, they produced some of the biggest shows.
Yeah.
This was long before Cartoon Network or whatever, even though Deke wasn't always on, like, Fox or CBS or ABC or, you know, whatever places had cartoons. I think even NBC did at one point.
Yeah.
But Deke just... they were able to get the licenses to do whatever they wanted with. And the fact that they were going to make a Castlevania show like Scooby-Doo is terrifying. But the Samus Aran thing didn't look too bad. It's just, they had the wrong name for Metroid. They were going to call him Frank or something. It was like...
weird.
He had a mustache, too. Like, He looked like... I'm trying to think.
Well, if his mustache was cool looking, like...
He looked like the lead singer from Queen, from the pictures that they were showing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's I'm trying to remember that Freddie Mercury, I think.
Yeah.
Is his name. Yeah.
Mercury, yep.
He had that really bold mustache, and I guess they would call it a Jerry curl or something, like that type of haircut. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it looked really weird. And you could see inside of Metroid's helmet.
I feel like, well, it was probably in the 90s that happened, but...
80.
Oh, okay, yeah, I was
It
gonna
never,
say.
it was a pitch though. It was, Deke was pitching a bunch of different shows. One did get picked up. I believe Captain N was the one that got picked up.
I feel like everyone wanted to have a mustache in the 80s. Like,
I didn't.
just a cool thing to do.
I was small.
I know you were little.
I was little.
Actually, Luke was so, well, maybe I shouldn't. Luke
What are you doing?
Luke was a very little child. He was so cute and small when he was a little
Yep.
kid.
I sprouted by the time I was in high school. I was always picked on because I was short, and then my growth spurt happened so quickly in my freshman year in high school. I went from like 5'3",
Yeah.
to about 6 foot in 1 year.
Wow.
Yeah, it kind of freaked people out. And then by college, I was done. I topped off at 6'4". That was it. 6'3" or 6'4", I don't remember.
Yep. And now I have to say, how's the weather up there?
Pleasant. Uh-oh. Oh, he's saying thank you to me. So I have a dude literally riding my coattails right now. That weird robot that's in second place.
And because of Luke, I don't have to use the steps tools much, because I can just call Luke over and say, Luke, I need help getting to the top shelf. Help me.
Yeah. Oh! Okay, I finally figured out how that whole meter works. So, when your little gold meter is full, that's your super ultimate. And then you just press the X button.
Oh, so...
I can actually tell when that's charging up. It charges up based on the team abilities that you're doing.
Oh, okay, I see.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Yatta!
Yeah! Great job, honey.
I know we won. Come on, game. Next race. Final race.
Roulette Road.
Ooh, I like that.
Well, you know, casinos and stuff go all the way back to the Sonic games. With the
Yep.
Eggman stuff.
Yep.
Man!
I love the casino themes with Sonic, and having to use Sonic as like a little pinball and stuff like that.
Thanks, hon.
I'm surprised. Did they have a Sonic collection on the Switch? I don't think so.
Well, I thought the Sonic Mania came to the Switch.
Well, yeah, that was a brand new Sonic game. But
Yeah.
I'm saying there's like so many past Sonic games that they could do a collection thing of. If they wanted to.
I mean, I would love that. Play Sonic 2 on the Switch. That would be cool. I mean, the only thing... We have Sonic... Oh, I thought we had Sonic 2 on the...
Yes.
on the retro Super Nintendo thing, but that doesn't make any sense because Sonic didn't come to the Super Nintendo, so...
We have a Retron thing that's able to play Genesis games, if that's what you're thinking of. Because your
that
copy
thing
of...
you got me!
Yeah,
With the...
Yep.
Yeah, it had like the giant... Yeah, the Sega Genesis that we got. Is that what I'm thinking of? With the giant statue of Sonic on it.
Something like that,
We got
but
from GameStop.
I'm pretty sure that it is now 30 years since the Genesis been out. Genesis came out, I want to say 1989. So this year, the big hot ticket Christmas item, if I'm not mistaken, will be the Sega Genesis Classic, which is going to have lots of really great Genesis games. It's going to be priced the same way. Yep.
Well, I
It's
mean,
another emulator.
I really want that, but at the same time, I feel like so bad because you already got me the Sega Genesis, like, kind of like
I don't even know where it
back
is.
there. It's right behind us. It has a giant statue of Sonic on it. And I remember I was so weirded out when you got it for me because I was like, this doesn't look like my Sega from home, or my Genesis, and then you were just like, no, this is how it looked, and I said, no, this is not how mine looked. And I had to realize that I got a smaller... My Sega Genesis that I had at my house was a smaller version of it that they re-released later. Wow, you're like on fire.
I was on fire. I was like golden. I went super Shadow. So Shadow can also go supersonic, just like Sonic.
I have to say, Shadow's car is pretty cool.
But
black and red, nice.
His supersonic form is kind of like a whitish yellow. It's not like dark yellow like Sonic's. So it's not too much like a Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
Still the same principle of the Super Saiyan though, because they have that aura around them.
Just the idea.
Yeah.
I like how they don't like completely just cut, you know. It's just like a nod to it, basically.
They kinda did. They kinda did.
Not completely doing it. They're still doing their own thing though.
Yeah, more or less.
They
but
make
yeah,
it their own remix.
Yep, they remixed it. I'm pretty excited about the Sega Genesis collection. They're priding themselves with actually putting some really good games on there. Well, I mean, there is a Sega Genesis collection that released for the Switch. I think it was last year. I have it somewhere.
Well, you got me that one Sega Genesis collection I thought for the PS4, which was really cool. I thought there were a lot of games on that one. A lot of Sonic games too.
Yep. I don't know if it was the PS4 or the PS3. I don't remember.
Yeah, it could have been one of those, but I remember I was very happy.
Yes! The first console that we owned as a married couple was the Wii, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
because we didn't get the PS3 until a little bit later on.
Well, when we got married, you just wanted one... You just wanted to go with one system, one company, because first of all, we had to save money because we just got married.
Mm-hmm.
And secondly, you know, for our channels and stuff like that online, you just... Basically, it helped to kind of like make a niche or whatever, niche audience, and just like try to focus on one thing instead of trying to cover every single game system.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we weren't really... I don't know.
With Metal Sonic in the mix, this race could get even more dangerous.
I don't like that mean robot.
He's just a fancy tin can. Nothing to worry about, Big.
Actually, he's slightly more dangerous than a tin can.
Well, he races like a tin can. Let's get back on the track.
Yeah, let's get back on the track.
Okay, so cheaters never prosper. We got the key, so that should unlock... Wait, where are we again? Oh.
We're in the...
Still not done with that.
Casino world?
Well, we got a survival thing we can do. We have enough time, let's do it.
Okay. Let's do it.
Works for me. So yeah, we could actually be...
Something is not right.
Sorry, I forgot to do story mode. Psh. Sorry, Silver.
Yeah, Luke, something is not right.
Time to race.
Silver's got your number. He knows something is not right. He knows you were trying to pull something.
Hey, Silver, you look a little down. Thinking about how badly I'm gonna beat you in the next race?
What? Oh, no. I'm thinking about something else.
Come on, man. Get your head in the game. I'm totally gonna make you look silly out there. You want to win, right?
Right, yeah. Okay. Winning. You ever have one of those feelings? Like
you're about to get your car fed to you by a blue hedgehog? No, never.
Wow.
I'm not hungry, but thanks.
Wow, Sonic.
Wow, dude. You take all the fun out of trash talking.
Wow, Sonic. He's like so... He's so cocky.
Yep. Okay.
So gonna own you, Silver.
Okay.
No, you're supposed to say in your dreams, Sonic.
In your dreams, Sonic.
Too late. The moment's passed.
Oh my gosh.
Hard to believe that this year might be the release of the PS5.
Wow.
The PS4 came out. We've been working with the PS4 since 2013. And they released the PS4 Pro, I think, in 2017?
That is so hard for me to believe. But, I mean, it just feels like it's so much...
No!
So much marketing, so much time, so much energy. Just to... And so many games, you know, like, you have to Oh my gosh, I'm not ready for the PS5 to come out.
It's been delayed a couple years, though. Usually, I'm letting you know, Sony's life cycle for systems is usually about 6 years. So they held off on doing it because they wanted to milk the PS4 as much as possible because they started to earn a profit with it again, whereas the PS3, they kind of like sunk themselves for a bit. Like, the PS3 was not super profitable for them in the beginning.
Well, the PS4 was it's a great system, and with the PS4 Pro, it became even better because the graphics are even, more defined, and there's more room to put more games on there.
Yep.
But my problem was there were so many games that people wanted us to cover on the PS4, I just kept running out of room. A lot of the games that were on there because of the graphics were so high, it was impossible to fit all the games on there, especially when you get downloadable games and downloadable content. It filled up with one game could fill up half your system.
Oh yeah. So, especially the really big games like Monster Hunter
the
and
online ones and stuff like that. Like every time I tried to play Overwatch. Overwatch. It just filled up my entire system. I never even really got a chance to really play it because I don't know.
And that Star Wars game is already sitting at 115 gigabytes. Like, that would be for a regular PS4, you would be able to download like maybe another 30 gig worth of games, and then your system would be topped off.
Well, the other scary thing is people are always like, oh, you can, save online and stuff, but we actually did that, and somehow it messed up and deleted all our online stuff.
Oh, I remember that. Yep, the cloud save stuff.
That's why I don't really. People are always telling me, "Oh, you should just get a disc or cloud save it," and I don't really trust that. Like, I would just buy another PS4 and fill it with stuff. That's what I always wanted to do, but I kind of ran out of money to do that. So, but yeah, I'm really not. I guess I'm ready for a new system because then people won't really be wanting any of the old games anymore.
Well, I mean, we'll still try to support, the PS4. I mean, it was actually, the weird thing is, I believe, the PS4 was the first system that we were an early adopter for by Sony. The last time I did that was PS2. I did not do that with PS3. PS3, I was just kind of like, I'm focused on the Wii because I was a journalist that my job was to work with Nintendo products. The Wii, the DS, and the GameCube and its death throes, so to speak, on its deathbed.
But there were so many important games coming out on the PS4 that didn't end up coming out on the, Wii U or the Switch. Now things are coming out on the Switch a lot more, but for the Wii U, it's like...
Oh, the Wii U's been dead.
They weren't really coming out on the Wii U as much, or they'd come out 5 months later on the Wii U. And then, how are you supposed to cover it then when everyone's already played it? So frustrating. Especially, I remember one of the most frustrating things ever was the Arkham game that was supposed to come out on this Wii U, and then it ended up not coming out on the Wii U. They said, we're gonna keep working on it, and it'll come out 5 months later.
Oh, you're talking about the DLC.
That was so frustrating.
Yeah, because you were really looking forward to the Mr. Freeze DLC, and we had to cover it on the PS3 one. So then, everything that we did, I remember that, everything that we did in Arkham Origins, we had to replay for the PS3 version, because we couldn't get all the costumes and stuff. So I was playing... Amber heard 2 different versions of Arkham going.
Yeah, I mean, it was frustrating for us because we had to redo all that stuff. You had to read all hours and hours and hours, probably days of replaying. And then it was also frustrating for all of our fans that only could afford one, system. Their parents were only going to get the game for them on one system. They totally didn't even get the game. So, I mean, they didn't get that DLC until 5 months later.
They never got the DLC.
Or no, they never got it. Yeah, it's so...
And they did the same thing in Injustice as well. Injustice on the Wii U, they didn't get all the skins for the characters.
Oh, yeah, that happened. That's what I hated about...
Yeah!
I felt like, good job.
Thank you. You gonna finish your thought?
Oh, I just felt like Xbox and Sony made so many deals with developers that Nintendo couldn't really make, and then they just got the short end of every stick. And
Well, they're not doing that anymore because
so
even
frustrated.
MK11 made it on the Switch and it plays pretty well. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's hard to believe.
Good job out there, Silver. I said, good job out there.
What? Oh, thanks.
Wait, are they like a couple or something?
No, he's from the future.
Okay.
No. No.
Well, great job, honey.
Nah, that was fun. And we've unlocked the next chapter, so the story mode will continue tomorrow.
Yay.
That's exciting. So anyway, people, thanks so much for watching. We hope you guys had a lot of fun, and we'll see you with more Sonic and Ace Attorney soon. God bless and happy gaming.
See ya!